Hey everyone, this is Tiffany from Integral Movement in Raleigh, North Carolina. And today I'm going to offer you a yoga functional flow, about 15 minutes give or take. So I hope you enjoy it. All you're going to need today for your practice is either a yoga blanket or a folded towel or a folded blanket that you might have. So this is how I have it folded, and it's just for a little lift of the pelvis as we start off the practice. You can unfold it for a little knee cushioning, knee support if you need it as we transition up to standing. So options to play with there. So let's go ahead and get started. Come to find a comfortable seat. Yep. So just taking a moment to arrive. Yeah, so your legs don't need to be set as mine are. They can be whatever feels most comfortable to your pelvis, but really trying to find the alignment of the pelvis to neutral in an upright position. So checking in with that, making sure that the sit bones are pointed straight down, not forward, not behind you. That way we're taking unnecessary strain off of the low back. And then from here, just let your hands rest on your knees. If that doesn't work for you, you can also just cup them and let them rest into the middle of your lap. Close your eyes. Take a breath in through your nose, trying to fill your lungs up as fully as you are able without strain. And then exhale out through your mouth and let everything just feel a little heavier, a little more grounded towards the earth. Let's do it 2 more times and then we'll start to move. Inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale, empty your lungs. Inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale, empty your lungs. And then rest your hands on your knees if they're not already there. Taking it to a seated cat-cow. Again, bringing it back, bring your awareness back to your sit bones. As you inhale, imagine a string in the middle of your breastbone lifting up. Reach your sit bones ever so gently behind you. Look up without dropping your head back. Exhale, draw the breastbone in. Reach the sit bones towards your feet. Round into the back ribs. Using the expansion of the lungs, inhale, roll the spine up, breastbone up, sit bones softly behind you. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, roll it back. And one more time, inhale, roll it up. And exhale, roll it back. And then inhale to sit tall. Good, let's take it to some simple side bends. Bring your right hand wide of your right hip. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Find your sit bones. Keep them equally anchored towards the ground or the blanket that you're sitting on. With an inhale, create length in your left side body. With an exhale, tip the rib cage over to the right. Support with your right hand. When it feels like your left sit bone may be about to lift, anchor the right palm down. Ground through the palm to help anchor the left sit bone a little deeper. Breathe into your left side body. Yeah. Reach your left arm up with an inhale, right arm up, left arm back down. Keep lengthening with your inhale as you exhale. Tip the ribs to the left. Walk your left hand out. Find the support to your right sit bone. Notice if your ribs are rotating. Try to have your ribs facing forward towards me, if you're facing me. And then we inhale, come all the way up, float the right arm down, left arm up. You're still inhaling, exhale, tip to the right. Slide your right hand away to support the left sit bone. Yeah, breath or 2 here. And then we inhale, float it up, left hand down, right arm up, exhale, tip over. Yeah, and you can adjust where your left arm is. If you feel any tightness, crankiness in your head or neck, feel free to rotate it, lift it, lower it a little bit, find that happy space. And then we float it all the way back up. Beautiful. Take a moment, let your body check in what sensations have shifted, have changed, and then on we play. So here's where you can unfold your blanket for your knees if you like. We're just gonna do a little cat-cow on all fours before we transition up to standing. I'm just gonna bring my blanket to the side because I'm on some carpet, but then set yourself up so your knees are hip width distance, your hands are shoulder width. If you've got wrist stuff going on, bring your arms a little forward of the shoulders. And then we continue on and just build the range that we were just playing with our seated cat-cow. On an inhale, reach the breastbone forward, let the chin be soft, tailbone goes up, ground through the palms. Exhale, draw the sit bones down, tail down, let your head hang heavy as you lift up through your breastbone. Inhale, roll through the spine, sit bones up, breastbone forward, gentle reach of the shoulders away from the ears, nothing crazy. Exhale, tail down, head hangs, ground through the shins and the palms to find more lift through your back body. And one more time, we inhale, roll through the shoulders, breastbone forward, tailbone, sit bones, point softly up. Exhale, round in. And then come back to neutral. Tuck your toes. Good, walk your hands a little in if you need to, if you had your hands slightly walk further forward, and then we inhale up into a down dog. So here, hands are diagonal towards the shoulders. Notice the difference of pushing out of the shoulders and relaxing into them gently. You're not collapsed into them, but you're not pushing out of them. Let your head hang. You can nod it, shake it a few times. You're welcome to bend your knees, find the reach of your sit bones, maybe even give your tailbone a little shake. Good, find your happy place, and then just go ahead, walk your dog. And breathe. Yeah. And then maybe getting a reach to one side. Maybe your heel touches the ground, maybe it doesn't matter. It's just the energy of reaching the heel bone towards the ground. Switch sides. Good. And now reach the heels down. Good, try to maintain as much stability through the spine as you can. I want you to walk your hands towards your feet. Allow your knees to bend more if you need to as you get closer to the feet. Let your head hang heavy for a second. Continuously ground down and gently out with your feet so you stay a little more active in the back body. From here, as you inhale, draw the sit bones down the back legs to start to tip the pelvis up. Continue to inhale to roll your spine all the way up to standing. Pause once you're standing. Let the blood equalize out of your head a little bit. And while you do that, just do some shoulder rolls to wake up the shoulders. Good. 2 and 3, and we reverse for 3. Good. 2 and 1. Good. Going a little further into our side body, so being upright, a little bit more downward pull of gravity. You're just going to inhale your arms up to the ceiling. Good. Ground through the heels. Think of your tailbone reaching out as the crown of your head reaches up. Lower your right arm down. And now exhale, reach your pelvis to the left as you tip your ribs to the right. Good. Ground through your right foot to help reach your left hip over, but never feel like you're collapsing. And only really come over right now to the point where you feel yourself working. Good. Give yourself 2 or 3 breath cycles here, and then we'll inhale, float everything back up. Left arm down. Exhale, pelvis goes right, ribs tip left. Good. Going over to where you feel work. Good. Now, even though you're grounding through your left foot a little extra, still feel like you're reaching your right leg down to the ground so you feel a nice opening to the outer right hip, the right side body. And then we inhale, both arms up, right arm down. Exhale, tip it over. Check that your ribs aren't reaching beyond your pelvis. Check that your pelvis isn't reaching beyond your ankles. Trying to keep the ribs, the pelvis, and the ankles all generally in line. And then we inhale up. Left arm down, right arm reaches, and then we tip to the left, hips to the right, and breathe. So notice here, if I look at the camera right now, my head's jutting forward. Keep your head in line with your neck and your shoulder tops, and then bring it back up to center and rest the right arm down. Good, we're gonna end with a little standing balancing work because we can all use a little balancing work. And really, when we're walking, it's just a constant balancing act of coming onto one foot and then the other foot. So this is just to help everybody who's got some balance stuff going on. I'm gonna give lots of variations building up. So hands to your pelvic halves. Good. Without dumping into one half or the other, you're just gonna shift your weight into your left foot. And I'll do the second side facing forward. Good. And now just start by lifting your right heel up. So if you feel wobbly here, stay here. Maybe coming up onto your big toe. Good. Maybe lifting your knee up so your toes hovering an inch off the ground. Now this is my side that likes to hike. So notice for you, if you're lifting your foot off the ground, notice if the right pelvic half is shifting up towards your right shoulder. Try to level your pelvic halves, but keep the leg the same height you've got it. So notice it doesn't need to be super high to work the balance component in the standing leg. Breathe. Good. You are welcome to come as high as knee to hip crease height, but not higher, please. Good. Give yourself again 3 to 5 breaths balancing here. Options for hands are hands to hips, hands to heart, hands to the sky. And then lower everything down. Good. Doing the other side facing you. Again, feet start hip width distance apart. And I always like to start with my hands on my pelvic halves to see if they're doing anything funky. Shift to the right. Float your left heel up. Yep. Float onto your big left toe. Maybe float your left toe off. Find your balance. You might see my ankle wobbling here. It means it's working. Try to find the 4 corners of your foot. What is that? Big toe mound, baby toe mound, inner edge of the heel, outer edge of the heel. Notice now if you're leaning into the front half of your foot, use the strength of your toes without disconnecting them from the floor to shift the weight of the pelvis back over the ankle and the heel. You might notice that automatically relevels your pelvis. Good. Again, then hands to heart as an option, middle of the breastbone, or up towards the ceiling. Good. Breathe. And then lower down. Good. If that was challenging for you, just repeat that same little sequence we just did, or we're going to add another layer of complexity to it. So again, shifting into your left leg, float your right knee up. So whether that's just the heel, or you're on your toe, or you're all the way up, totally up to you. Level your pelvic halves. Then without letting the pelvis follow the knee, take your right knee out to the right. What your range looks like does not matter. What's important is that you're listening to what that range is. So if you feel like you're taking your knee over and you all of a sudden turn, woo, that's too far. So just open the knee out as far as you can keep your pelvis facing forward. How do you check that? Find your bony pelvic points in the front of your pelvis. Keep them facing forward like little headlights. Good. Again, here, you can keep hands on the pelvic halves, hands to middle of breastbone, or up towards the ceiling. And then we exhale to lower everything down. Again, hands on pelvic halves, shift your weight into your right leg, lift your left heel or to the toe. Yep. And then you can come out to the side. So I'm going to start with this variation where I'm starting my toes down out to the side. Level your pelvic halves as best you can. And even from here, you can find your lift. And it doesn't need to be very high. Yeah, you might again see my ankle wobbling. This is my weaker ankle. So it's working hard. Breathe. You can stay here. Hands to heart. Hands to the sky. Good. Give yourself 2 or 3 more breaths. And then bring it all down. Good. As with the end of any yoga practice, bring it all back to where we began. So you can either come back to that comfortable seated position we were just in, or you can lie down flat on your back. And we're just going to end with a few moments of Shavasana or seated meditation. So whatever that means for you, I'm going to do a little guiding here. If you're seated, just find a comfortable seat, hands resting whatever it is softest on your shoulders. If you're lying down, put your bones in whatever position feels most supportive. And then close your eyes. Notice your breath. Slow breaths in, slow breaths out. Not trying to make them anything right now, just trying to follow them in and out, and notice how the body responds. Yeah. Noticing where you maybe find resistance or find space. Good. Rather than attaching to those things that you notice, just put a little bookmark in there and continue to be curious. See what else arises. Giving yourself even just a few minutes a day to focus on your breath, to see what's happening internally. Super important to helping maintain full mind-body health. They feed on each other. So thank you for taking a little time out in your day to move your body, to breathe, to slow down, to check in. I will see you guys next time. Namaste. Take care.